Have you ever wanted to build your own little world? A tiny slice of nature right in your living room? Well, today, we're going to figure out exactly what kind of world you should build. We're putting 4 different types of enclosures head-to-head in the ultimate showdown: Aquarium, Terrarium, Paludarium, Vivarium. A lot of people get these confused. Honestly, I did too before I started this video. By the end of this, you'll be an expert. It's like choosing between building a city on land, underwater, or both. Left side, we'll break down what makes each habitat unique, what lives in them, what gear you need, how much work it is to keep everything alive. Right side, we'll show insane builds for each category, massive million-dollar-looking setups, simple, beautiful ones you can make this weekend. This isn't just a guide, it's a battle for the coolest micro-ecosystem. So, which one is right for you? A mesmerizing underwater kingdom filled with colorful fish? A miniature jungle with tiny frogs and exotic plants? A combination of both? We're spending the next 8 minutes breaking it down so you can choose. Get ready. We are about to dive into the world of insane custom habitats. Let's go. All right, first up, we have the one you probably know best, the aquarium. This is the OG, the classic, the one your dentist definitely has in their waiting room. An aquarium is, super simply, a tank filled completely with water. Its entire purpose is to create a world for things that live and breathe underwater. No land, no beaches, just a full-on aquatic environment. It's like building an entire city, but for fish. Everything from the ground up is designed for life submerged in H2O. So, who lives here? The stars of the show are obviously fish. You can have tiny little neon tetras that look like swimming jewels, or massive, majestic discus fish that are the kings of the tank. But it's not just fish. You can add incredible invertebrates like shrimp that act as a cleanup crew, or mysterious snails that glide over every surface. And don't forget the plants. Live aquatic plants are a game changer. Time-lapse of aquatic plants growing under a bright LED. They create hiding spots and make the whole thing feel alive. Now, building this world requires some specific gear, and this is where people get tripped up. The absolute most important piece of equipment is your filter. This is the life support system of your tank. It pulls out fish waste, leftover food, and all the nasty stuff. Without a good filter, your beautiful aquarium would turn into a toxic swamp faster than you can say, oh. It's literally the heart and lungs of the entire operation. Next up is the heater. Unless you're keeping cold water fish like goldfish, you're going to need a heater. Most of the cool, tropical fish you see in stores come from warm parts of the world, like the Amazon River. The heater keeps the water at a stable, tropical temperature, making your fish feel right at home. Think of it as the climate control for your underwater city. Then there's lighting. This isn't just so you can see your fish better, it's crucial for plant growth. If you want those amazing, vibrant green plants, you need a light that provides the right spectrum for photosynthesis. The type of light you get will literally determine whether you can grow beginner plants or advanced carpet-like grasses that cover the entire bottom of your tank. Okay, let's talk about maintenance, because this is the real work. The most important concept to understand is the nitrogen cycle. When you first set up a tank, you have to cycle it. This means building up a colony of beneficial bacteria that converts toxic fish waste, ammonia, into less harmful substances, nitrites and then nitrates. Ammonia, nitrites, nitrates. It takes patience, sometimes weeks, but it's the foundation of a healthy tank. Once your tank is cycled, the work doesn't stop. You have to become a water chemist. Next up in the ring is the terrarium. If the aquarium was a deep-sea adventure, the terrarium is a jungle expedition in a jar. A terrarium is a completely land-based habitat, usually in an enclosed glass container. The key phrase here is no standing water. While it can be humid and moist, it's all about the land. You're basically creating a miniature self-sustaining garden, a tiny piece of a forest floor, or a desert dune, sealed off from the outside world. There are 2 main flavors of terrariums, dry and humid. A dry terrarium is like a tiny slice of the desert. Think succulents, think cacti, think sand or rock formations. These are for plants that hate being wet and love basking in the sun. On the other hand, you have the humid or tropical terrarium, which is my personal favorite. These are lush, green, misty worlds filled with ferns, mosses, other plants that thrive in high humidity. It's like a miniature rainforest in a bottle. So who moves into a terrarium? The primary residents are plants. For dry terrariums, you have a huge variety of succulents, air plants. For humid ones, the options are endless. Vibrant mosses, delicate ferns, climbing vines like pothos, pitcher plants, Venus flytraps. But you can also add small animals, tiny invertebrates like isopods, springtails. They act as a cleanup crew by eating mold and waste. Some larger terrariums can even house small reptiles or amphibians like geckos or dart frogs. The construction of a terrarium is all about layers. It's like making a weird, earthy lasagna. At the very bottom, you need a drainage layer. This is usually made of gravel, pebbles, or leca. This layer gives excess water somewhere to go so it doesn't rot the roots. This is the single most important step. If you mess this up, you're creating a swamp, not a terrarium, and everything will die. On top of the drainage layer, you put a mesh screen. This stops the soil from falling down into your drainage area and turning it into a muddy mess. Then comes your substrate, or soil. The type of soil you use depends entirely on what you're planting. A cactus mix for a dry terrarium, a moisture-retaining mix for a tropical one. All right, hold on to your hats, because this is where things get really cool. Our third contender is the Paludarium. If the aquarium is the ocean and the terrarium is the jungle, the Paludarium is the epic shoreline where they crash together. The name literally means swamp enclosure, and that's exactly what it is. A hybrid habitat that has both a significant land area and a significant water area in one single build. You get the best of both worlds, and honestly, these are some of the most stunning enclosures you can possibly create. Imagine a tank where one side is a deep pool of water, complete with fish and filters, and the other side is a built-up landmass with soil, plants, and even a waterfall cascading back into the water section. It's a slice of a riverbank, a mangrove forest, a tropical swamp. This combination of land and water opens up a whole new universe of possibilities for what can live inside. It's not just a tank, it's a dynamic multi-zone ecosystem. The inhabitants of a paludarium are the creatures that live on the edge of water and land. This is the perfect home for semi-aquatic animals. We're talking about amazing amphibians like poison dart frogs, salamanders, newts. It's also ideal for certain types of crabs like vampire crabs. You can even keep semi-aquatic reptiles like water dragons, certain turtle species. And the combination doesn't stop with the animals. You can have fully aquatic plants growing in the water section, while on the land portion, you can plant moisture-loving terrestrial plants, mosses, ferns. Many plants, called marginals, thrive right at the water's edge, with their roots in the water and their leaves in the air. This creates an incredibly natural and seamless transition from the aquatic zone to the terrestrial zone. The visual effect is absolutely breathtaking when done right. All right, we've been through the aquarium, terrarium, paludarium. You might be thinking, what else could there possibly be? Well, our final contender isn't really a contender at all. It's the final boss, the category king, the word that rules them all, the vivarium. This is probably the most misused and misunderstood term, so we are going to clear it up once and for all. A vivarium is simply the umbrella term for any enclosed habitat designed to keep and raise living things. That's right. The word vivarium literally translates to place of life. So technically, aquarium, terrarium, paludarium, all are types of vivaria. If it's an enclosure meant to support life, you've got a vivarium. It's a simple but super important distinction. Why use vivarium on its own? To be general or to emphasize recreating a species' natural environment in extreme detail. It shifts focus from land versus water to the life inside. When someone says bioactive vivarium for dart frogs, they mean a complete, self-sustaining ecosystem. This brings us to the core concept, creating a realistic miniature ecosystem. This goes beyond a plant in soil. A true vivarium replicates exact natural conditions an animal or plant needs to thrive. So there you have it. We pitted them against each other. Now you know what makes each one unique. The aquarium is your underwater kingdom. The terrarium is your personal jungle in a bottle. The paludarium is the insane hybrid that gives you the best of both worlds. The vivarium is the master term for all of them. After seeing those crazy builds, I kinda want to build all 4. Maybe we'll build a 10,000-gallon Paludarium. In the next video, who knows? Choose the one that gets you excited. Don't just pick the one that looks the coolest, pick the one you're willing to put the work into. Each of these takes dedication to keep that little world alive. Testing water every week, misting plants every day. But the reward of building a stunning piece of nature with your own hands is worth it. It's one of the most rewarding hobbies on the planet. I have a challenge for you. Which one would you build? Comment below. Tell me which one you'd build and what you put inside it. I'll read through as many comments as I can. Maybe we'll build one of your ideas. Don't forget to subscribe.